Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remaster. Today it's going to be Bisu and a mysterious barcode player here on Dominator, a replay from 2025 sent to me by RJB, right side, our teal Zerg player. It is some kind of a barcode guy. RJB couldn't figure out who it is, but man, he gives Bisu one heck of a game. And at the bottom left, it's our red, very standard color of Bisu. Alright, man. So he's got 400 APM here. He can take stuff to Bisu, so it's gotta be somebody we know. But RJB couldn't figure it out. So, maybe one of you guys watching it can figure it out. One of you guys? One of you guys! That's how I emphasize English. I do speak English as a first language. I promise I do. So this is Dominator, right? Ginormous map. Very weird expansions. You got these ones that are like valleys. High ground here, like, why? We see people take these expansions, though, because they're basically a third. You got your second here, right? And then this is Bisu's third, unless you want to go up here, which would be much better of an idea, just because you have the high ground. But again, sometimes we see it happen. We see people take that base. Don't have any clue as to why. Let's time to this opening, just because nothing crazy is happening yet. If you want games with crazy openings, watch the live stream, folks. I'm here on YouTube streaming 6 times a week. I think at this point it's going to be a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday sort of a thing. Take Wednesday off. I do need a day off for mental health reasons here. Streaming every day is a lot, and a lot for you guys too. Anywho, yeah, I'll cast shorter games out there. I'll cast proxies. I'll cast like 2 racks openers. All sorts of insanity out there. But here, you know, it's usually macro games. Just longer ones, more interesting ones, more of the rare type, right? Shorter games are not rare. Like, games, on average, are statistically, you know, what, 10 minutes or around 10 minutes? Maybe not under, but right around 10, I would say. About the time, like, a first real timing push happens. Often before that, though. So these games that are longer, that are 15, 20 minutes plus, that's when it gets interesting, right? So third base coming in here. Neat. No gas. Gasless opening here with a fast third. Zealot's like, you fool. I shall kill your third base with my 1 zealot and probe. Just probe says, you got this, buddy. You do this. We're sending a friend in for you to help you shut this thing down. This is insane. I mean, these lings, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 lings can't handle 2 zealots. But maybe with some good micro here, you know, your 400 APM. Oh, now Bisu's at 400 APM. Never mind, they swapped APM positions here. And now, there you go. 8 lings versus 2 zealots. Aha! Pretty classic engagement here. And that was actually not as hard for the Zerg player as that usually is. Getting a zealot out from amongst your minerals and killing that thing. Usually you lose more lings, but worked out here for the mysterious barcode player. He's got a 1 right in the middle, which is, I kind of like that. If you're going to barcode, at least like try to make yourself look like you're number 1. Give people a hint as to what they're in for here when they're playing against you. I wonder if Bisu knows. I wonder if Bisu can tell by the play style. He's like, you went gasless 3 hatch. And the way you controlled your lings and all this other stuff. Like, this is obviously, you know, it's flash off racing as a Zerg. Ha ha ha. Or this is action. Or this is Sulky. One of his, you know, one of his alts. Could be. That's the mysterious nature of barcodes and why they're fun. Let's see. Stargate, yeah? Cybercore first, then Stargate, yes. Worried about how many lings are going to be produced here. Metabolic boost getting fired up, and a Hydra Den. Oh, it's not a fast spire. Okay, for that alone, I'm giving this replay, like, at least a B. We've reached B rank because this isn't the ye old into lair, into metabolic boost. We're getting Hydras out here, gosh darn it. And they're going to be awesome against the Corsairs that are probably going to come because Protoss like having map control and they don't like dying to Mutalisks. But today, guess what? You don't have to worry about dying to Mutas. This Spire's not on the way. This doesn't mean the Zerg player can't make a Spire later and then flood you with Mutas like at the 10-minute mark. Totally can. Seen it before. Been casting a lot of StarCraft during these live streams, man. 4-hour chunks of stream. Some of it is live games played by subscribers like you. Some of it is pro replays, about half and half right now. We might make a change as time goes on because I don't know what I'm doing here. I just started being a full-time live streamer like 3 months ago. Anyway, yeah, so I've been seeing a lot of games, and guess what? You can go into mutas even if you didn't start with mutas. Zealots Here we go. Zealots and Hydras are going to be better here. This is a lot of Zealots, though. Look at this Micro, too. Bringing back. Bring his Hydra is getting a lot of damage done, but oh my gosh. One Zealot died. All the Lings are dead. Hydra's got to run for it. Another Hydra pops out. Drone's got to retreat temporarily. More Hydras come in. These Zealots are all extremely injured and are going to die. Yeah, they are not going to take down this hatch at all. They're like, okay, guaranteed damage is closer to getting these Hydralisks. Oh, 4 kills on that Zealot. I think all 4 of those kills were well. Some of them are Lings, maybe a couple of them were Hydras. Pretty fantastic. Citadel. Corsair already out. Here's the problem. You do get a guaranteed Overlord kill if your opponent opens up Spire. Not when it's Hydras, though. Haha. See that Corsair timing. Hydras are out. They're protecting him. We're going to put some pressure up on you with these Hydras. We might go for a 3-base Hydra bust. Who knows? Getting the range upgrade here, but we can hit this gateway without having to have the range upgrade. Do not lose a Hydra because you wandered it into cannons. Come on. That's right. This Zerg player is pretty solid, man. If he doesn't get into a lair and like into tier 3 stuff here relatively soon, I'm going to be concerned, as I always am. But it's Dominator. It's a weird map. It's a barcode player. Don't know exactly how they're going to play. Right? Gateway. One last Zealot gets out of the gateway before it explodes. Fare thee well, Gateway. We shall replace you later. Range upgrade is done. Can you hit that forge now? Can you scooch a little bit up? Can you do a bit of a scooch? Just a scoochy scooch. Come on. Come on. He's like, all right, we'll all go together. We've gathered up. And no, we can't? Seriously? Wow, that cannon positioning is insane. He can't hit it. He can't hit that forge without taking cannon shots. And there's 4 of them back here, so you don't want to jump on it. You'll lose like 10 Hydras. Definitely not worth. Dude, Bisu's cannon. Look at this. Okay. Protoss players, learn from this cannon placement. Look at it. That forge is right out at the front for walling purposes. It is also invulnerable to Hydra busting. This is the most beautiful cannon placement I've ever seen. I can't remember the last time I saw a PvZ where this forge was not in range to be hit at all by the Hydras because cannons were covering it. Usually the cannons are just like a square too far away. Guess what's done? Zealot legs are done. Bisu's playing this as PvZ as you possibly can. In fairness, not like the Zerg player is doing something insane here, right? He's just choosing the Hydra tech path rather than the Scourge and the Muta tech path. Other than that, it's not too nuts. DT on the way. Interesting. Probably not for Dark Archons just because Maelstrom kind of sucks against a Hydra player. It's bad against Hydras and Lurkers. It's really amazing against the Mutas. Why? Because they stack, of course. So now the Zealots, do they want to come in here? There's no Sunkens. That's actually pretty bad. Oh, one Sunken just popped. There we go. One Sunken. Drone's coming in here to fight as well. The Overlords are really depriving us of an amazing battle scene right now because they're parked right over the top of this whole darn thing. Dude, the Zealots are mean. They got that +1 attack. That Forge didn't die. And as a result, 2 Zealots make it all the way deep into the main mineral line. Oh no, how many kills you got, Zealot boy? 1 and 2 on that guy. That's pretty good. 2's better than the 1 or the 0. Oh man. Okay, target fire there as well as he could. Third base is under attack by Zealots too. And of course, Corsair's gonna get an Overlord kill. This one Sunken really providing a lot of value here. Corsair already has a kill, so that's the second Overlord down. Remember when I was like, you can't kill Overlords when there's Hydras out? Totally can. 2 kills on this Corsair. Let's go. That's what we're here for. What's the follow-up, man? Psionic Storm? Absolutely. Ooh, look. Look. What did I say? Spire. I said we could get a Spire later. And we might be getting a Spire later here. This could be a trick, right? But I think the Zealots that ran up here totally saw that Spire. Takes a while to build, and I think it was here when those guys ran by. I didn't see it because it was a morphing in building, and that's not a priority for me to recognize what it is. Also, you have to click on it, and I didn't do that. So, all right. Interesting. So this could be an attempt to get a big flock of Mutas out, snipe those High Templar, and then your Hydra army goes, let's get it. And everything dies. Although, again, the Zealots are pretty great. The Mutas are pretty good against Zealots, though. They're okay. They're not incredible. They're pretty good. 3 base to 2 base here at 10 minutes, and it's been a more exciting early game than on average, I'd say, for a PvZ. Like, watching Scourge chase down a Corsair is not all that fun to me these days, so I always appreciate a Zerg player who goes for this Hydra opening instead, just to mix it up. Just to mix it up a little bit. Keep things fresh. Zergling says, you have a third base yet up here? No. Also, I can't scout you anymore. How about over here? Aha, I'm still alive. Once again, this is a place that Protoss will expand. Sometimes Zergs too. Not a huge fan of it. Dragoon's being fired up. He's expecting lurkers, and lurkers are in fact on the way. 10 drones at a time in production. Zerg player going to get up over 50 workers now, and he does go mutas. Holy Hannah, here it is. This one Corsair's like, wait, what? No, there's 2 Corsairs out, right? Because the other one's over here. Nope. Did the other one die? Oh, no. You didn't lose it. Did you? Absolutely. No way he lost it. Hey, look, Maelstrom's getting fired up. There's mutas now. Let's go. Yeah, he must have lost that other Corsair to the Hydralisks. That totally sucks. Alright, so now Bisu's got to park Dragoons inside the base because mutas are a problem. I mean, 3 cannons is probably enough. This is not mass mutalisk. This is 5 mutas. The man is making 3 more. It's been brought to my attention that's happening. So, there you go. Just, if you want to storm here, that's great. That is 1 fewer storm that you cannot cast when you're attacking my Hydralisks later. So that's almost as good as killing a High Templar. I mean, it's not as good, obviously. But, you know, baiting storms out on this side of the map, win. Big win. Big win for Bisu is throwing a third base up the left side and looking for a 4th up the right side. That's right. Our sneaky, sneaky barcode player. Both players settling under 300 APM today. Very interesting to see that. I'm curious what the average APM will be at the end of the game. We do look at that score screen every time, and that does have APM out there. So, are we making more Corsairs? Just the one. I mean, we're going to deal with these mutas with Dragoons and Storm, I guess. Dragoons do pretty well with this. Right? Both against the mutas and against the Scourge. Alright. Does take a High Templar down. Does take another High Templar down. Loses, my gosh, like 3 mutas, and the remaining mutas are basically invisible. That's how injured they are. You can tell how injured a mutalisk is by how visible it is down here. Okay, so 3 base, 4 base. Good. We get into Queen's Nest. I think that's where we are at the stage of this game here from our mystery Zerg. Is, do we have a Queen's Nest? The answer seems to be, absolutely, positively not. Oh, he's got this base too. So that makes this a 5th base he's getting. I didn't even assume he would take this, because again, it's minerals only, and it's so easily sieged on high ground by multiple sides, but like I said, players take it. This DT is going to hack away at this 4th base. I mean, once again, damage to the hatcheries, but nothing really game-changing because they're not going to go down, right? That 1 DT, nothing to do. Just got a few swipes off at a hatchery. No kills to his name. Embarrassing. Queen's Nest, there it is. There's our man. Queen's Nest getting fired up. Any sign of mutas dive bombing on these bases? No, cannons are all alive. Cannons are not injured. Pylons are not injured. Here we go, though. This is where we see cannons get injured. Mutas flapping it in here. Man, he's got 10 of them. Wow. So cannon 1 down. We're losing mutas for these cannons, folks. That's why the cannons exist. Wow. Like at least 4 mutas died for 3 cannons. The cost efficiency on those cannons is pretty good. And then the Psy... Oh, the Psy Storm says the rest of you will now die. All right, Zerg player's in trouble. Didn't even have to Maelstrom those guys to storm them into oblivion. Absolutely insane storm and absolutely lack of micro there. Ridiculous lack of micro there from our guy Barcode. I don't believe in you anymore. I thought you were having a great game. And you are getting a hive, so we'll be happy about that from the Zerg perspective. Protoss is doing Protoss stuff. I said this in a game last week that I cast, whenever it posted, right? Protoss always does Protoss things. They never skip Storm, right? They never skip getting High Templar out here. They never skip getting speed for their Zealots. They never do weird stuff. Zerg is the race that does weird stuff in this matchup, right? They're trying to screw with the Protoss, trying to come at them from different angles, do different things. But yeah, Protoss is Protoss in ZVP, at least. They've kind of got more choices in PvT for sure, and PvP. But in PvZ, this is it. The weirdest thing they do is get a Dark Archon every once in a while, and maybe they'll add some Reavers later. That is it. Everything else is Psy Storm and Gateway units until the end of time. which is good. I'm not saying they need to change it up. It's very strong. Psystorm's insanely powerful. But it's just Protoss is not going to do anything that's going to make you go, huh, that's interesting. I guess another thing they can do is go for a big group of Corsairs, right? They'll just have like 12 Corsairs with +1 or +2 attack, and that's interesting. So they do have some things they can do. 6th base coming up this, I mean, this macro from the Zerg, I'm very appreciative of that. Now the question is, can he save these bases without any Defiler tech or Adrenal? Neither of those things are done. High ground lurkers are going to have to save the day as usual. We're just doing some fighting over here. These lings aren't Adrenal lings yet, sir. Don't fight these +1, +2 zealots. You'll all die. Yep, so not great. Once again, this Corsair has 0 kills. Guess he's going to try to head up and take out the 6th base, but again, high ground lurkers, a ton of hydras up here. Could maybe throw down a sunken, but that's not exactly going to cover this ramp. It could cover this one, but the creep needs to spread a little bit more. Lings just throwing their lives away, getting on top of some zealots and absolutely accomplishing nothing at all. Bisu expanding up the left side is taking that base. And coming up a ramp is tough, but Bisu believes in the power of Protoss and decides, just kidding, we're not going up that ramp. That's a terrible idea. Critter somewhere is like, yeah, that's right. It's impossible for Protoss to break up ramps that Zergs have controlled, and sometimes the vice versa is also true. Consume's on the way. Adrenal is done. So Defilers are going to start doing the red puke and the orange puke for all time now. I was going to say, you have an observer with his army. There we go. Look, you have a million Dragoons. They've got 2/2 upgrades. You can handle a couple lurkers that have 2/1. Like, this is your time to shine. Psystorm, good. Maelstrom, but once again, just kind of unnecessary. I think all those hiders are going to die to the Psystorm anyway, and you only, whatever. You know, you just want to show off a little bit. Call down a Psystorm, as you will. Here we go. First Dark Swarm of the day. There are 7 High Templar here, though, so this is not happening. That is so many High Templar. Yeah, cannons are maybe going to die, but everything inside the orange gets lightninged to death. Electrocuted. And that was held almost like casually by Bisu. Look, pro tip. If you're a Zerg player, you roll up on a Protoss base, and you see 7 High Templar wandering up to it, maybe you don't go for it. Maybe don't try. Maybe go somewhere else. Like, that's just not happening. That was so much storm, and it was so well placed. A terrible experience. One ob's got sniped. There's 2 more here, because of course Bisu has more than 1 obs. This DT is really not getting up this ramp, and I think he recognizes that. Dude, Bisu's taking this base. Probably going to expand here, too. Bisu's expanding like a madman. I like it. No sign of Reavers, but based on kind of sloppiness from the Zerg player here and how well Bisu is playing, I don't know that he needs Reavers to win this thing. I know usually I'm like, hey, once Dark Swarm and Plague start getting tossed down, you need those Reavers, but, oh, it is throw up a robotic support bay during that rant. All right, Bisu says, let's do it. Do we have detection with this army? Oh, there we go. He wandered into Overlord detection range. He was fine where he was, and he had to get a little bit further and closer to the Overlord. So once again, bases are unbreakable. Not a single base has broken here in 19 minutes of insane, weird PvZ here. I'm liking it a lot. Plague is done. We'll see our first one here soon. Feeling like... where my Defiler is at. Here they are. So Plague in like 3, 2, 1. There you go. Great Plague. Always a good Plague. I think it only caught an Observer and 2 Dragoons. But hey, if it doesn't whiff, I think we're okay with it. Yeah, Psystorm. These lurkers aren't even protected by the orange cloud. Ooh, bit of a counterattack over here. No High Templar at this base. Hold on a second. There's 1 pylon here. But the army's coming back to defend it because they know there's no splash damage at this position. So, beautifully done. Dragoons are having the most wonderful time today. There's barely been any Dark Swarm. 2 of their number have been plagued. It could start to go bad here for the Protoss really, really soon. But also, if he gets Reavers out, which he is kind of working on, getting faster shuttle movement, you know, little Reaver shot inside that Dark Swarm, little Psystorm inside that Dark Swarm. This is what we're here to do today. Lings just keeping tabs, getting a Plague down on Some of the Dragoons, again, it's fine. I always, whenever Archons get plagued, I'm always like, roll my eyes. But sometimes you can't avoid it. They're standing next to a couple Dragoons, right? This is an interesting setup here. Are we gonna, yeah, we're gonna burrow right in here. No Dark Swarm, no Plague, no support, just Hydra, Lurker, Ling. It is Adrenalings in all fairness, and reinforcements are coming in from the top side. These Archons are getting popped like birthday balloons at the end of the birthday party. Is that something your family did growing up? Would you pop your birthday balloons at the end of the party, or did you leave them, like, taped to the walls or whatever after the party was over? Okay, Zerg trying to take the 6 o'clock position here, but that's not happening. It's not a lot of, like, it's 3 Zealots and a DT, but when they've got +3 attack, this guy's doing a jig. He's like, hey, I want to help. There we go. Oh, man, it even finished, too. That's got to be a cancel. Yeah, this Zerg player, I would not put money on this Zerg player winning this game from here. He's been too sloppy. He's late on his cancels. He's not paying attention to his units as he should. He's trying. Okay, I mean, this DT's inside the mix. Oh, never mind. Hold on. Hold on. Maybe not enough splash damage up here. These guys trying to buy time with their high ground lurker shenanigans as well. 3-2 upgrades on those on great Plague there. That's a good one. That's an A+ level Plague. 3-2-2 upgrades on the Protoss, though. Man already has +2 shield upgrades. He's getting +3 shield upgrades, which is 400 gas and 400 minerals. It's crazy how expensive it is. We hardly ever see it, but hey, we have a lot of Archons, so nice Reaver snipe. All right. Estimation of Zerg goes up about a letter grade, so he's back up to like a B. And this base is going to die. So it's 2 bases. After saying the bases are uncrackable, I mean, this one was virtually undefended, and this one did not, like 1 High Templar and a DT at it. I don't count the cannons as defense because they're not at this stage of the game. The cannons are pretty worthless, but man, so both players lose a total base here. 198 to 177 supply, 77 to 41 workers. The Zerg players, this macro is insane. Both players have banks, but man, that is a 6,500 mineral bank for the Zerg player here. Sunken Lurker there. Bisu seems a little bit lost. Looks like he tried a storm drop. I don't see any dead drones there. How about this space? Maybe we can get an unload here and kill some drones in this position. There we go. That's what we're talking about. Knocks it down to 66 workers from the 70s. Obs keep flying over these bases. Not running into that Hydra ball, because that would be sloppy, and Bisu is anything but. So Zerg player expanding up this way now after taking it. Actually, taking this one and then expanding here. Anyway, whatever. Woohoo! Lurker Hydra without any support of anything really. Just gets stormed to oblivion. The Plagues are good. The Zealots getting plagued are the priority targets here, right? That's this guy having the worst go of it. Oh, he's alive. Drone transfer of doom. Where are my Reavers at? Did he give up on Reavers because that one Reaver got surrounded and immediately killed by Cracklings? Because that's sad. This Plague, man. It's hard to see on the red Protoss sometimes, but oh, this is so much Plague. Look at that Plague. Look at it. Every Dragoon here is plagued. They are so vulnerable. They're taking full damage because shields take full damage from everything. So anything that touches them is doing insane damage against them. These High Templar wander in. Yes, defend themselves. Excellently well done, sirs. 168 to 153 supplies. Zerg player is up, though. That's where he wants to be. He's got a better economy by far. I like these engagements for Bisu. He's playing well. I feel like he's getting good trades, but the Zerg player can get bad trades because of how many bases and workers he has. Like, the storms here are absolutely baller. Holy smokes. 3 drones made it out of this bloodbath. More Zealots swinging in on the left side here. Hydra Lurker trying to do what they can do. Cracklings are fighting with their 2-3 upgrades. They take an Archon down. Zealots hack him apart with their side blades. Reinforcing High Templar joining this party, but just being produced all the time. Saving this hatch is a pretty big deal. High Templar can't actually kill hatcheries very well. And, ooh, that is a High Templar. I mean, yeah, they killed a lot of stuff, but every High Templar that wandered in there just died. Was that 4 or 5 High Templars? Yikes. Beast is expanded to the 6 o'clock, and Barcode is expanded to the 12 o'clock. So they killed each other's base there and then took it as a trophy. But Zerg players here as well. I mean, expanding around the outside is how you play this map, Dominator. So it makes a lot of sense. But yeah, at this point, Zerg player's in firm control here at 25 minutes. He's got all the pieces he needs to win the game. Bisu is making good trades. We'll see that, right? We'll see that in the kill-death ratio at the end of the game here. But this outspend that we're getting from the Zerg player is insane. His bank is down only to 1,500 from 6,000 earlier. So, I mean, that's how much he threw at keeping this base alive. How it's not mined out? It's working on it. Pretty close to mined out. Give it like 3 or 4 minutes. It'll get there. Spore on the way. Interesting. I guess little static defense there. Trying to find something to storm drop is that shuttle. Or specifically, yeah, storm drop is that shuttle. Bisu trying to move up the center here. This random group of Hydras gets lost. Like, go back to your friends, guys. You are not exactly intended to kill anything by yourselves. That's not usually how this works. Bisu, once more into the breach, as they would say. Also, oop, that shuttle flew right into Hydras. All right, Bisu not as careful. He's trying to micro over here, though, in fairness, dude. High ground, Dark Swarm, Lurker, Hydra. DT's all in this mess, trying to get stuff done. He, again, wanders into Overlord detection range and dies. And Bisu falls back from the high ground, Dark Swarm, Lurker, Plague shenaniganry. Right? Are we going to mine this entire map out? Every base has been taken except for some of these, again, dumb low ground bases that apparently don't exist in some positions. Hold on a second. There should be one here. I guess it's this? Are there only 3? Oh, I guess this is a 3-player map. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, these cracklings fighting. Ooh, sniping down the Obs. No, that Obs lives. That's so big. Actually, there's a second Obs. Just kidding. Second Obs lives. Gets plagued. This is such a scrappy battle. Again, thanks RJB for the replay. It's a 2025 replay, folks. We are getting StarCraft in the new year. It's a quarter of a century past the year 2000. Makes me feel insanely old. Reaver's getting hits off, helping against these lurkers as they do. Love a good lurker connection. Love a good Reaver connection more, though. It's more viscerally satisfying. But once again, he's trying to take this base down. He's trying to get into the natural base, into the main base. It's not working for him. He continues to be down in overall economy here. Bisu's going to run out of economic steam here fairly soon. And I think my estimation is that the Zerg player is winning now. So, I mean, back and forth this game has gone, which is a lot of fun. Nice Plague. Somehow doesn't get the Reaver with that Plague. I don't understand how that works at all. Zealots inside the Dark Swarm are going to do swimmingly. Unless the Lurkers kill them all, which they're doing a pretty good job of it. Yes, Plague Zealots attacking Lurkers is even worse. Where'd that Reaver go? Did the Reaver get picked off by something when I wasn't paying attention? Sometimes that happens. I thought he was fine. I thought I could leave him. This base gets saved anyway. Didn't need the Reaver for that, but it appears the Reaver is dead. I don't know where else he would be. Trying to get up this ramp into a defunct base. That's a depleted extractor. There's no gas here at all. This is where he put his hive, by the way. I realized that, but I forgot. This has been a long game. Tap that like button if you're enjoying it, by the way. It just helps the algorithm know that I'm here if you're enjoying this more focused, really, really crazy game. You want more of it? Leave a comment, too. Let me know what you thought. I read every comment anybody ever makes on the channel. And right now, I just think the Zerg player, whoever this is, who would it be? Soxry, maybe? You know how Soxry has this like weird thing about defeating players who way better than he is, even if he never really makes any noise in an SSL or an ASL? And he doesn't play perfectly. Not that anyone plays perfectly, but this kind of reminds me of a Soxry level of play. Like this, what is this? Where's the Dark Swarm? How many Lurkers have died because your Dark Swarm was insanely late? Okay, now this base is going to die. Do we need to watch it die or do we watch this? Let's watch this instead. Oh, it's our Reaver friend. Is it the... I don't know if that's the same one. He didn't get plagued earlier, so it could be the same guy. Reaver shots taking out a Lurker and a Defiler. Now he gets plagued. Oh, no. Now he's getting plagued. This base, yep, dead. Did we tell you it was dead? We told you it was dead. We precogged that thing like in Minority Report. This base looks like it's pretty dead too. Again, inside the Dark Swarm, it's hard to tell what's in there sometimes. There are drones fighting in here, it seems like. Interestingly enough, the Archons and the Reavers are just owning this position. Another Plague goes down. Can't Plague a Reaver past the initial Plague, I'm afraid. Bisu's trying to win this thing because I lost my 6 o'clock. If I can kill the 12 o'clock, I can feel okay about this. I don't know that he can. This Reaver. These Archons, too. 11 kills, 15 kills. Hatch goes down. Reaver's job is done. Gets picked up. Does not get killed by Hydras. Unloads. He's still making Scarabs. I don't know how many kills this man has. He's being microed by Bisu. Microing his face off against all of these Hydras. Great connection there. These Archons inside the Dark Swarm are loving it with his Hydra response. Just killing it, dude. 13 kills on that guy. 19 kills on that guy. Reaver heads down. Everything inside the shuttle is plagued. The shuttle itself is plagued. Swings around the top side. Archon with the 19 kills is going to get chased and murdered by Hydralisks. Can he make it home? He's being stalked. Oh, High Templar guy had to die. Aw, in order for Archon to live, that's what it was. 24 kill Reaver. Not bad. Really not bad at all. It's not the Warbringer. It's not the one from that PvP that I cast years ago that had something like 57 kills. It was awesome. But halfway there, really ain't bad. 24 is higher than average by a long shot. 140 to 146 supply. Suddenly, after killing that base, Bisu's a little bit better off here. Again, the upgrades are 3, 3, 3. I cannot emphasize that enough. This is not enough Hydras to stop anything. We couldn't, at this stage of the game, that's not enough Hydras to do anything whatsoever. This base might die. Dude, is Bisu going to pull this out? That last engagement. Again, getting a 24 kill Archon and a 24 kill Reaver is going to help you win games against Zerg, it turns out. Yeah, Archon's tanking, doing damage here. Reaver's on the backside, getting worked on. This guy has 2. He's got a long way to go. Why is this base not getting murdered? Bisu! Because there's a lurker here. Not stacked, mind you. Why don't we ever stack lurkers against Protoss? That's my question. I feel like we should. Oh, Archon dies to Reavers. Not a great thing at all. It's disgusting Plague. Lurker getting inside the Dark Swarm. Doubled and Lings rolling in here. Archon in there too. Let's go ahead and make that the screenshot of the game for the thumbnail. Drones are getting massacred over here, and suddenly that huge supply lead and the bank that Zerg had is gone. What an epic level game from 2025 for your Saturday today. My goodness. Yeah, I mean, Zerg's expanding down here, but his worker count's down to 45 from 70 plus. This group of Archons and Reavers are national heroes, planet-wide heroes for Bisu. Bisu's barely mining over here. That's what his income is right now. And like 2 mineral patches at his 3rd or 4th. I guess this was a 4th. Maybe. Oh, man. Bisu's in a position to win. He might not have the money to win. Might not actually have it. Got to fall back. That's a lot of lurks. Reavers. The obs are providing the vision to get shots off here. There you go. Lings exploding by the dozens. Uh-oh. Obs getting picked off one by one. Reaver dies. Nice target firing on these Hydralisks. 6 o'clock base. No, it's dying. This is the income that the Zerg player needs to win this game. Nobody really has it. This is it. There's one healthy mining base. This one is relatively healthy mining for about the next 60 seconds, and then it's going to go bad. As they do, this is too close to call, folks. I'm epic tagging this thing. I don't care who wins. Protoss is up big time right now. Right? Yes, but the Zerg player, he is faster. His units are faster. This base is looking better than this base is. This is mined out as predicted. This base being dead is huge. This base being dead is huge. Bisu is so desperate he's long distance mining from the 6 o'clock. That's how bad it is right now. So Zerg player can make more stuff. He can catch up in supply here. Reavers draining that mineral, what is the word I'm looking for? Mineral store there too. It's just a bank. That's what we call it in StarCraft. Goodness. Oh, Lings find the long distance mining probes. Oh no, get out of there, guys. Not a safe place to be for these probes at all. Okay, spending some of the last minerals that he's got here. I mean, it's not the last because he has this base again, but some of the few minerals that he's holding on to by retaking the 12 o'clock. Bisu's going to take the low ground. Minerals only one. This one lurker's trying to shut it down, but the Reavers say, hey, how about that doesn't actually happen? These are new Reavers. The other one died. Nope. They're up there. That's a GG. Oh, GG. Zerg player taps out. He can't defend the oncoming Protoss horde coming to kill his next 12 o'clock base. And he taps out. It was too much Bisu after all. But whoever this guy is, he took Bisu to 35 minutes and cannot be any kind of a slouch. It has to be a player we know. It has to be. Because again, sloppier than I would say Sulky would play, obviously. Sloppier than like Soma or Action would play, I think. So, not either any of those guys, but, you know, I think Soxry is not a bad answer here. Maybe RJB can chime in and see if it makes any sense for it to be Soxry, but yeah, I mean, scrappy. 132 supply at the end of the game here from Bisu. He doesn't have a maxed out army. He's not even close to it. He's got 30 total workers. He's long distance mining out of desperation and taking this low ground mining base because this is done. This is done. This is done. The long distance mining here got shut down. This is the money he has. So if he loses this battle, the Zerg player keeps fighting, which honestly, I feel like if he knew how desperate the situation was for Bisu, he would have kept fighting and actually might have gotten a lot done. Seriously. Because look, there is no income for Bisu right now. Zero. Which means the Reavers are eventually going to run out of Scarabs. There's mining up here. Just cancel the hatch. Keep making stuff with what you have. Pull these defilers back. Do some plaguing. Bide your time. Maybe swing around here and try to get this Nexus canceled, and you could have won. Alternate universe there where the Zerg player won, but I don't think he knew how dire the situation was for Bisu because you can't tell, right? So what a game, man. What an excellent game. Hit that like button. Tap it, hit it, smack it, whatever you need to do. 311 average APM here for Bisu. 297 for the Zerg player, both hovering around 300, but Bisu was over 300, and the Zerg player was under 300, technically. All right, so a 9-to-3 kill death ratio, 3-to-1 kill death ratio here for Bisu, man. 1,117 Zerg units produced here. Lost almost 1,000 of them. 30 buildings were raised by the Zerg player. 15 Zerg buildings were raised by the Protoss player. And the outspend here in 35 minutes was, let's see, 22,000 resources, which was not quite enough, but almost was. Crazy. Like, crazy good show. So excellent game there. It's an epic game, and that's going to be it from me. Wow. Man, I think I need some Coke Zero. So again, I'm Falcon Paladin. You can find me at Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Blue Sky, Instagram, and TikTok, all at /Falcon Paladin or at Falcon Paladin. Easy to find. Tap that like button. Hit that subscribe. Again, I'm here live as well 6 times a week. And until next time, as always, thanks for hanging out. StarCraft forever, and you take care of yourself.